And welcome home. Well, I feel like I'm at home every time I talk to this man. We have got a great guest with us today, and that's Dr. Melvin Brown. You are awesome. You are our new superintendent of Montgomery Public Schools, and I commend the board, the search committee that got you, because folks, as a former teacher, I listened to Dr. Brown's presentation on his whole program that he wants to do, and I loved it. And there's a place for you in this program as well. All of you out here who have children in school, and those of you who don't, you can do something. And I want to have you kind of share the way you look at this paradigm shift that you're trying to bring about in our public schools.
We talked a lot about mindset and getting folks to understand that we are capable of great things. Our kids in our community deserve great things as well. That means we have to get out of our comfort zone and sometimes be comfortable with that discomfort. So we're changing how we look at what classrooms look like, how kids get involved in the work that they're doing, how they learn and apply the knowledge that they actually get. And we want them to understand that the things they do in school each day have a purpose in life. You don't just do it because I tell you to do it. You do it because it's going to impact you as an adult and make you a better citizen for the world. So we want to make sure our kids understand that responsibility, and then we partner with our community to get them to support what our kids are doing each and every day. Our kids need mentors, they need role models, they need people who are examples for them to see. They need tutors, they need lots of things that are going to help them be successful long term. And the more we're able to invest in them, the better our entire community is going to be long term. I think we have to understand that, yes, kids make mistakes. They do silly, stupid things. That's why they're kids. We have to be able to give grace, get them to understand the impact of their actions, hold them accountable for those actions, and then support them to lift them back up. That's the way we look at how we're trying to make sure our kids are connected to school, how they have connections to their community, and a responsibility for the world.
You made a statement that was interesting to me and that I totally agree with, and that we've talked to kids and grandkids about. The old way of teaching, this starts bottom to top. So it's all a partnership. It's teachers, it's parents, and it's children.
Absolutely.
And so we're all going to have to make some changes. We're all going to have to put some skin in this game because these kids are our future.
No question about it.
And like my mom used to say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
So true.
And we have the ability to change that with somebody like you. One of the things that you said was teaching where we used to stand at the front, and then I was an English teacher, and so then we used to do that. I loved what you were talking about there where you changed that. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I was an English teacher as well. We talk about what classrooms typically look like. The ones I experienced in high school, teachers at the front of the classroom, you have a series of rows of desks, you hear a lecture, you take notes, you take a test. We want kids to be able to work in groups collaboratively because that's what the world looks like. If we're solving problems, that gives them relevance to what they're learning. It gives them an opportunity to make a change based on what they learn that's going to benefit not only themselves, but others. So we want kids to have opportunities to work in groups. Teachers act as facilitators of that knowledge. And sometimes, of course, there's some lecture here and there based on certain parameters you have to assert, obviously asserting our standards and things of that nature. But we want kids to actually take this learning and do something with it. And if they understand the practical application of what they're learning, they're going to first of all, they're going to learn it better.
True.
It's going to stick. It's going to show up on standardized tests and those types of things. But then they're going to understand that their learning is for a greater purpose. It isn't just to pass a test. It's to benefit them long term so that they're a productive citizen of our community, of our society, of our world. And we want our kids to truly understand their responsibility in that regard. We're in a situation where we're preparing kids for a world that many of us who are now seasoned, a little bit older, what have you, may not even have imagined.
True.
We would go into a company and stay there 20, 30 years and retire. True. Our kids who are in high school right now are going to probably have anywhere between 20 and 30 different jobs between now and the time they retire. And we've got to prepare them for that. It's tricky for us because it's uncomfortable, and we're thinking, let's prepare them for the world we had. That world doesn't exist anymore. And we've got to think differently about what that work looks like, and getting our kids to understand how the work they're doing each day isn't just for today, it's for what's going to happen 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 years down the road.
Well, I think that as a mother, as a teacher, you know, what I would like to say is that you've got to have everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. We all tend to sit back and say, well, you've got a bunch of losers, or you got a bunch of thugs, or you've got this, or you've got. Hey, you want to change it? Then do something.
Absolutely.
And that means that teachers are going to have to change.
Mm-hmm.
Parents are going to have to change. It isn't going to be a change in these students without us.
Absolutely.
The school board. What can you do? You don't have to just sit there and complain. You can do something.
Absolutely.
You know what? You've got a school board representative. You go to them. You want a better world for your child,
Mm-hmm.
and your child to have some self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
which, Dr. Brown, I love that. You understand the importance of somebody believing in you.
No question about it.
You know, and knowing that every single child is worthwhile.
No question.
Every one of them.
We have to speak life into our kids. I mean, many of our kids deal with circumstances where they don't necessarily always hear the most
That's
positive
right.
images
That's right.
and thoughts and words. We have to pour that into our kids consistently to get them to understand their worth, understand how much we're invested in them, how much we care for them, and for what their futures look like. And if you may be that one person that kid may hear from all day long, but you have no clue how impactful those moments can be.
And that can change the life of a child forever.
Absolutely.
Ever. Well, if you need any help from us, you've got it.
Thank you so
and
much.
I would like to ask all of you out there, don't sit and complain, do something, because every one of you has a light in you and you need to shine it.
Be happy to have them.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. We
Always good
so
to see you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.